now to Diego Moreira, all the way across on the left-hand side. He's going to go back and get into his usual position gradually. This is Chilwell. Let that ball get away from him. 1-1 here. What will Gary O'Neill have said to his players in the dressing room at half-time? He must be really encouraged by the performance thus far against the reigning champions. Pretty good weekend from a Strasbourg perspective, with Rennes losing heavily and Lille losing at Lyon, two teams directly above them. Also Toulouse behind them, failing to win today, having been on an excellent run of form. Strasbourg will want to qualify for Europe once again, and they have the knockout stages of the Conference League to look forward to. Excellent form in the league phase of that competition, including beating Crystal Palace here at the end of November. Chance then for Paris Saint-Germain to put the ball into the box. So look to reclaim the lead. Vitinha scored PSG's goal in that Champions League draw with Newcastle during the week. Flighted into the middle, headed away by Chilwell. All that sure where that ball was going. Just didn't quite curl back towards the far corner of the net. Forward by Penders. Helped on by Infiso. Panicelli grappling with Pacho. Proper Latin American battle. There with Panicelli and Infiso. Up against Pacho and Marquinhos. Visitors coming forward again, and it's Hakimi who got caught underneath that. Ashraf Hakimi back in Liga action after a long absence. Very difficult to control that ball coming to him at pace of Nuno Mendes, the cutback, one full back to the other. Would have needed a few days to come to terms with AFCON heartbreak, of course. Hakimi, the captain of Morocco, his country unable to win the trophy in the final on home soil. Seny Mayulu got PSG's goal. He got their equaliser in the reverse meeting of the clubs in October, which finished in that 3-3 draw. Paris Saint-Germain were 3-1 down. Came back in the second half with Gonzalo Ramos scoring a penalty, then Mayulu securing them a point. He scored against Strasbourg once again this evening. We come up to the hour mark here. Visitors in possession. Barcola to Hakimi. Paris Saint-Germain working the ball from one side of the pitch to the other. Now Désiré Doué. Oh, he's got really mesmerising feet, Désiré Doué, but Paulo Gila knows what to expect. Just stood his ground. João Neves. Cross in, looking for Barcola. It's beyond France winger, picked up by Hakimi. Aimed at João Neves, headed behind by Gila Doué, and PSG have a corner which will be taken from in front of their travelling supporters here. Time for Paris Saint-Germain to make more changes, by the way, as we see that replay. And double substitution. Seny Mayulu, the goal scorer, is coming off to make way for Ousmane Dembélé, Ballon d'Or winner. And Bradley Barcola is being replaced here by Lee Kang-in. So Luis Enrique changing up his attack. Comes the corner. João Neves got a touch on that. Hakimi again. Fresh legs, of course, can make such a difference these days. 5 changes available to managers, and the amount of running that players are required to do with the press starting from the attackers spend an awful lot of energy. Luis Enrique has a lot of fresh legs on now in that front line. Lee Kang-in on the right. It's his cross straight out of play for a goal kick. Ousmane Dembélé through the middle. Désiré Doué to the left. Clarence Kelly, remember, missing due to injury this evening after coming off early on in midweek. Blake Benders hasn't really had many saves to make this evening. Luis Enrique and his assistant Rafael Paul watching on. That is the view from one end of the Stade de la Méno to the other. Message Greek held up by the Strasbourg fans behind that goal. You may have heard about tragedy during the week. Fans of the Greek club Park Thessaloniki losing their lives on the way to watch their team in Europa League action. There have been messages of support from around the world of European football to Park and their supporters in the wake of that tragedy. Désiré Doué away from his brother Gila Doué that time. And Samia El Mouraben coming across the cover. So another corner. Lee with that devilish whip that he gets on that left foot of his from a dead ball. Achraf Hakimi blocked. Samia El Mouraben played for the French under-19 futsal team. Since gone on to become a youth international for Morocco at the 11-a-side game.
When you learn, I can get one to my follower.